market Monday, right? I mean, I think it's doing pretty good. If you're in AI stocks for sure. I mean, Thursday sucked right after Amazon earnings, but luckily the tone in this channel has continued to be extremely, extremely just long-term bullish. And I'm happy we continue with this overall tone, right? We do have companies like Nvidia up a nice amount today. And let me just pull up the chat so we can see who is on with us today. Uh, so it seems it's just Eddie today. So good morning, Eddie. Good morning. Hope everything's going well with you. Um, Thoughts on Corning. They make fiber optics and have 6 billion deal with Meta, with data centers popping up left and right. Seems like they could get more contracts, but I'm not sure of valuation. You know, Eddie, I think, and let me just fix this real quick so the question stays open until I Well, let me get to this question a bit. Let me just kind of look really quick at some recent news or some recent stuff. Today, we do see kind of some nice green days. We have NVIDIA up roughly 3.5%, right? Company we follow in this channel. We have Astera Labs. Astera Labs, we have 3.4%. Broadcom, right? Broadcom is up as well. Microsoft is green. So we're definitely seeing some nice move in the overall market. Amazon is still a little bit red. Um, I really do enjoy Microsoft, Amazon at these levels. I enjoy Amazon and Microsoft the most at these levels. I think you'll put Meta in there as well. I like four of the Max 7s right now. Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and Nvidia, or not Apple. Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and Meta are like my four favorite Max 7 right now. Um, Meta back at here reporting with these earnings. So overall, exciting times. I think there's a great opportunities for at least those Mac plays. Then if you have been following these live streams, I kind of sometimes drop little tidbits of some of the stocks that I purchased. We talked about Astera Labs. I did drop it in the communities. Not that I'm withholding information, right? Sometimes I just don't do my YouTube videos. But all my real updates happen in my overall community as well. If I ever make any purchases or anything, this is one that we even talked about in the live stream, doing extremely, extremely well today, right? We have Astera Labs up nearly 10%. So I'm happy. I'm happy we added that one a while ago. Not even a while ago, right? About a week ago. I think CoreWeave is also doing pretty good right now. CoreWeave up roughly 7%. We also have kind of a nice green day on the overall market. Infrastructure space, right? We have Nebius up roughly 7% as well. I'm guessing iron is also, it's crazy, right? Crazy turnaround story on this one. This one has been it 7% up on the day, pretty exciting. And then you have kind of like your other more volatile names in the AI infrastructure, like Cypher up 16%. Did they report a big deal with somebody? Because I see some of the other players, right? We have CleanSpark only up 1%, and we have Mara only up 0.5%. So I wonder if there's something specific happening with Cypher right now to be driving it, or it's just, but overall, I'm happy, right? I'm happy with Iron, I'm happy with Nebius, and I'm happy with Core. We've all seen in the past, just from that bottom, right? Just from that bottom, roughly 34% growth. That is wild for CoreWeave. And I'm happy. I'm happy. We did a little bit of purchasing during that short-term bear market, so things look good. All right, let's go back to these questions now that we have some comments coming in. Um, Thoughts on Corning, Glow. So the optics market has definitely um, gotten a lot of excitement lately. I honestly, the fiber optics business, I think, is again very scary due to the competition. I don't follow it too much, so for that reason, I tend to stay out. Recently, what I wanted to do is actually get into the memory market, but not get into the memory market in forms of um like your Micron or something, or these players, right? I think there's another way you can play the memory market. And I recently have done some few a bit the deep dives on some of the stocks I'm looking into this memory play here. So not Micron specifically, the memory market I'm excited, but not necessarily in your traditional Micron technology way. So now with core or with the fiber optics, I feel like it's even scarier than the memory market. And again, for that reason, I really wouldn't invest right now, right? I mean, I think there's also so much opportunities in the market that I don't need to find every other winner. So I can't share too much information on this one. Riz, we need more red. I don't want more red. I don't want any more red, right? I'm happy. Maybe in a few months when I have a little bit more cash available. But I feel like we just had a red in November. We had some red in December. Some big reds, right? For like companies like CoreWeave and Nebius and Iron in December. We also had some just recently. So maybe a few months, let that money get in so we can purchase some more. Did Ulta all-time highs? Ulta, I know you mentioned this one, but Ulta stock, nice. I wonder how what again, maybe I don't wonder, but isn't I'm curious to see why this out is doing better than this, right? Completely different story. It's just like the Nvidia to like, I don't want to say it like to AMD type thing. The optics. AMD is a really good company, right? I think AMD is my third biggest position, but is a completely different market, completely different place. I always hear of Elf kind of underperforming, so I thought Ulta would be in the same thing. But let me get out of this because this is not what we do in this channel. Let's bring back some CoreWeave here. Did everybody notice all the A ads during the Super Bowl? 15 out of the 66 commercials. Wow, I did not notice this ad. Feature AI for an AI company or used in the ad. 8 million each. This is the vodka, right? Vodka ad was primarily AI. Interesting. Do I like Arista Network? In the network, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't own it, right? I just don't own it. I in the networking side, I do have some other players. I mean, you can obviously say Nvidia is a networking player, but not necessarily with that overall thought process. The other ones that I do have for it are Marvell and Astera Labs are some of my networking plays. Obviously, they're not necessarily in the same networking solution as Arista Network, but within that networking ecosystem, that's how I'm deciding to play with it. Maybe not necessarily with ANET, but I know a lot of people follow this company. Right, this one has done really well. They have great partnerships with companies like Meta and Microsoft, I believe. No, I don't own it right now. Ever revisit Air? In forms of stock, um, like I own the stock. I'm pretty sure if you go Air stock, Jose Najarro, just October 12th, right? I mean, we talked about this one. We've talked about it numerous times, right? Air test system is something I've talked about numerous times in my YouTube channel, even way before 2025. Like I'm surprised it's only coming out here. But I've talked about air test systems for a while now. So I still own it in my portfolio. I haven't really it's one of those stocks that I'm not too oh nice. I did a channel with I did one with let's see what they do good. I was with come on, we got to get some videos here. Jose is a legend. Appreciate it. Sorry, let me just thank you, Michael. Man, this guy, he has zero competence, Johns. Sell more GPUs than if you, I guess not everybody. Thank you for your kind words. But yeah, Airtest system, I like it. I mean, I own it. I'm not selling it, right? I'm not selling the stock. You have the opportunities of various things, right? There are burn-in test solutions can be used in, they talk about it, the AI process, the AI chips right now. They're getting contracts with that. They have potentials in the memory market soon. They talked about that in their recent earnings. And just a massive capex happening all over the world right now in forms of semiconductor equipment. A company with a market cap of less than $1 billion. I like Air Test System a lot right now. Jose, Amazon has been dead money during the last 5 years. Yeah, that is true. I mean, honestly, I haven't liked Amazon in the past. I think Amazon, I recently just bought this one I would say a month ago. was my first time, and I don't mind adding it here. I think right now one of the biggest difference is cloud is definitely going to accelerate at some crazy levels due to AI. I think that's a massive difference than where it was 5 years ago, right? 5 years ago, you got that massive excitement from everybody going into the cloud because of the metaverse and everybody buying stuff online. And I think AI is completely different than those two bullish cases, right? Right now, how we're seeing AI transform into every business, right? Metaverse, the metaverse had potential. I think it does have potential, and it still has potential in the future. But you didn't see it wasn't. It was a potential on the consumer, which is very different, in my opinion, from AI how it's being used right now. AI is being used by every single business, right? Like actual enterprises. That's a stickier business. Those businesses tend to have bigger wallets than your consumers. And for me, I think the AI race is completely shifting Amazon where it was 5 years ago, right? So it's been that money, but I think it's a different story with the investments um, to be in Amazon. I would hate to be that guy who has Amazon for like the past 5 years, been aggravated about it, and then sell off now because I think it's going to be dead money. I actually think it's actually going to be strong. Griffin SEI is another one. I mean, I have it. There's certain stocks that we talk a bit in the portfolio of 4%. Um, Still owning. Haven't really bought since the purchase we did in like here in September. So haven't sold or bought anymore. But Solaris Energy is my only energy play in the AI space. Hit that like AMD. Nice. Right. AMD is doing good, right? I think earnings were great. The market is giving this one a little bit more up. We did see some analysts increase their price targets after earnings, a little bit more bullish tone, and just the AI space. I also thought I saw reports that China was finally getting the first shipments of H200, which in theory should also be good for AMD's MI325. Um, Saw the video, but the CEO comments at the NEHAM conference were extremely interesting. What are we talking about here, Lincoln? Lincoln, did we ever, you know, or Lincoln, did you listen to, is it on, I haven't, for some reason, I'm one of the biggest pet peeves here is certain companies, I don't get all the events. So let's go here. Oh, they did have one. Okay. So what did they talk about? So um, that's not what I want to do. Let me just, I was, I burned through AI this past weekend. The amount of stuff I read this past weekend is insane. So many different companies. I'm gonna just put a easy prompt. I don't want to share you guys my mastermind prompts. This is just something very simple, but I'm just curious here. I want to see what they said there. Let's go back. All right, we'll be back here. I don't know how many tokens I blew this weekend. It was wild. Every time I buy Amazon or Grab, I lose money. Wonder, stop buying it. All right, make the rest of us happy. All right, stop buying it. I don't own Grab though, but Amazon, stop buying. As a fellow Amazon shareholder, what's up, Jose? Good to see you. Aaron looks good. To continue his nice green mood. Looks like people finally understood that the switch from crypto to AI focus has started. That's another thing I think with with Aaron, right? I think people were hoping that to happen already right now, but it takes time, and management, I think, kind of really explained that really well. I think maybe that's why stock sold off at the beginning, and it took time to really grasp that information. But yeah, they're transforming. I think I forget which one's the St. George and the St. other one. One of them was completed already, like the transformation. Now they got that information and they know how to do that copy and paste to the other facilities as well that they might want to transfer over. So for Air Test Systems here, they had someone was talking about it. So dramatic second half booking guidance. Air provided specific showing 3 to 4x increase in the second half, which ends in May of fiscal 2026. So now is when we're going to start to see some nice amount of bookings, which is good. 4 confirmed AI processors customers with 1 more undisclosed. That's customer 1, production, customer 2, qualification, customer 3 and 4, of AI approach us and ask us if we could evaluate doing wafer burn-in. So we were getting more AI process customers, which is potential. They have a partnership with ASE, which is a huge player in OSAT, right? Flash memory market entry, 8-month engagement reaching production phase. So they're trying to enter the DRAM market as well. Obviously, dramatic revenue shift. Now they're silicon carbide, which was EV, used to be massive. Now it's less than 10%. Matching capacities, we can ship about 20. And overall, so yeah, hyperscale ASIC production ramping summer 2026. I agree, right? There were a lot of great things that came out of this out of their thing. I obviously I'll read a little bit more, but thanks for bringing that up, AI. This in the streets, what's going on in the streets? This might not be the time to exit Amazon. That's what I think, right? I haven't owned. I just recently entered, but I would agree. Let's see. What do we have here? Are you buying Inflect? And I have no. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. Inflection is a private quantum technology company merging with Churchill. No, I normally don't go too much into the quantum market. I just don't have the understanding of it just yet. I think there might be other people out there that might have better on the quantum space, but I would definitely not go with the with an IPO on a quantum name. I barely even go with an IPO on a semiconductor startup. Now that's a market I understand. Now I definitely wouldn't do it on quantums. Have you looked into defense spending like General Dynamics or Lockheed? Do you think those stocks are good to buy into? So I don't, Raider, I don't purchase them, right? I actually used to work at General Dynamics, right? I was an engineer here at General Dynamics. Mission systems, right? So I'm familiar with this line of work. It's just not for me, right? I'm a growth player. I'm a strong growth player. Even though past year 41% has actually done amazing, right? This actually outperformed the S&P 500. Past 5 years, I think maybe now. Let's look. I think past 5 years is a whole different story. Oh no, it actually has. Oh wow, that's actually pretty impressive. It has outperformed both um, in the past 5 years and the past year. Shout out GD. I have my hoodie. I don't know if you guys see it. I wear it sometimes as my GD hoodie. Um, oh, wow, what happened to Lockheed here? That is interesting. But no, I don't really invest in this space. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, obviously AI is going to play such a massive role in this, right? Hey, just that alone could be a massive opportunity, right? You have all these engineers working with AI solutions for the government, all the government contracts that can be coming up here. Then whoever wins, you can kind of get with some massive production as well. Like I see the tailwind, and obviously the current market, the current tensions globally. But it's just not a market. I don't know. I don't really focus on too much, just because one of the things is everything is very classified, right? So it's like I love to hear the ins and outs of stuff, but with that market, you kind of you have to it's very classified information. Um, hey Jose, and remember, guys, just make sure to get those questions in. Probably a slow day today, but that's okay. Let's see what do we have here. Give me one quick second. Did you guys are you guys buying anything recently? What did you guys buy in the past few days? If anything. Hey Jose, have you looked into Constellation Energy? They're bringing up a lot more power this year, a lot of which will go to AI factories. Be worthy. I I don't own this one, right? Again, it's not that I have anything negative on it. It's just I just can't own everything, right? That's the biggest thing for me. And to do even more research, like for example, for a long time, I was just in the AI chip market, right? That's why I have NVIDIA, AMD, and kind of around there. I'm still within there, but now I'm expanding. Now I'm doing my research more on the networking side and the and also the cloud infrastructures, right? Those were, I think, my two biggest markets that I was just purely focusing on the past few years were AI chips and the infrastructure plays. like your CoreWeave, your Nebulas, your Google Cloud. That's where I was able to find a lot of opportunities just in the past few months. Now I'm trying to expand a little bit more into within that region. I'm going more into the memory play, but not within Micron. Again, I talked about it. I wouldn't buy Micron right now. But within the memory play, I think there's still a lot of opportunity that I feel a little bit safer in. And then the networking side. So that's why recently I've made a few purchases. One of those few purchases was Astera Labs. It's still I still have so much ways to go within this ecosystem. The other thing is this is a massive player, right? $85 billion in the overall industry. $85 billion in energy play is already pretty expensive or pretty big. How much more can they grow, right? How much more can they go? I mean, the stock is definitely down from its 52-week high, down 33%. Oh, wow. Wow. Um, but it's just, again, it's not one that grabs my attention, right? I'm not here looking for the energy play. I like Uber, have more than Grab, here more than Grab, and they have pretty large. Yeah, I like Uber. I think is I, I think Uber slept on a lot. I think Uber is going to be a massive. This is one I do on Uber. One of my outside semiconductor plays. Um, Uber. I think AI is just going to benefit this dramatically outside of just autonomous driving, just the innovations that you can get, the efficiency gains, right? If you're able to time a driver and a food place a lot faster, you're going to be able to increase, if you make the experience so much easier, less waiting times, Uber Eats, make it a little bit faster. Little things like that that can be done with AI can help dramatically save a lot of money and increase user experience. That I believe that alone is a massive, massive opportunity for Uber. I think Uber took over Turkey business. Uber took over Turkey business. What is that? Oh, Turkey. What Turkey? What is Turkey business? Was there? Agree. I like Uber much better than Grab right now. Much more established and bought today a full business. Oh, that's what you meant. Took over Turkey business, like Turkey the country. I was thinking about a turkey business because then someone said, "Bought today." Unless there's something that I don't know what Turkey is, but what is Grab doing? I know this is a popular name in the market. Definitely a lot of I think followed by a lot of people. I don't own this one. I don't own this one. Usually one of my things that I say, if it's a consumer facing business, if it's something that focuses on the consumer space, I need to be able to see it front hand, right? That's what it's very hard for me to invest in an international company if it is focusing on consumer based products, right? Because Uber, obviously, I can use that here, right? So I feel comfortable seeing the progressions it's making, the updates that it's making. As an investor on Uber, I get to as a user of Uber. Oh wow, I'm seeing actually more specials being offered right now. What's going on? I get to get on the Uber cars, and whenever I need to go somewhere, I get to talk to a driver. Say, are you seeing less traffic, more traffic? I'm that Uber driver that like Uber passenger that likes to ask questions about the Uber workflow, right? So I think when it's consumer facing, I like to be in the place so I can experience it from time to time. Um, let's see. Do you have a favorite when it comes to cybersecurity? I do not. When it comes to Sadaf, what's going on, Sadaf? And good morning, good morning. So, do I have a favorite when it comes to cybersecurity? No, I think if I was to enter the I own CrowdStrike, like a small position in like a IRA. Nothing crazy. Like this is super small, like probably less than 1% of a portfolio. Um, I just say it to kind of to disclose. I haven't bought it in a long, long time, maybe multiple years, but I don't know the space. If I was to go into it, it would be more of an ETFs. My thesis is LLMs are good enough to hack systems, but could not pick a stock yet. That's actually a good thesis. I mean, we've heard from Anthropic. Anthropic talked about it in the past, right? I think Anthropic cyber security report. They Here we can see disrupting the first AI orchestrated cipher espionage campaign. So supposedly in mid-September, people were using AI agents to attack. The threat actor, who William Sense was high confidence was a Chinese state-sponsored group, manipulated our Cloud Call tool into attempting infiltration into roughly 30 global targets, succeeded in a small number of cases. So you definitely see this cyber, and they disrupted it. They disrupted it with even more AI tools, right? So that's definitely an interesting thesis, and you definitely see it being played out already. Need info on AOSL stock. What do you think? How are you, brother? What's going on, Paul? AOL, is this Alpha Omega? No, it's not. I don't think so. What is this one? AOSL stock. Oh, it is Alpha and Omega Semiconductor. I forget. I don't remember what they do. I think I was just what do they do? They're a power company, right? Yes. Okay, so they're analog, right? They work on power MOSFET, um, power silicon, power. So they work on those power chips. It seems like some a power semiconductor market, somewhat of a competitor to maybe like your On Semiconductor, who has in the power market, a little bit maybe to your Texas Instrument, a little bit maybe to your Navitas, a little bit maybe to your what is the other power name? MPS. What is it? Monolithic Power Solution? So this looks to be like the little brother of it. I mean, you have that opportunity, right, with the power market. Let's jump into Fisco.ai. I'm curious to see how their market is going. I know it's a super small player, right? I think let's look at financials, metric templates. Let's look at revenue, and that. I mean, it's definitely not. It kind of peaked in 2022, kind of looking like it's going to do that turnaround story pretty soon. Let's look at the last 12 months instead. I'm gonna guess AI data centers could play a role here in the growth of this quarterly. Why do they will not report quarterly basis? What's going on here? Is this broken or is Fiscal.ai broken? I mean, you're seeing a little bit of a turnaround. I mean, it's an interesting market with the power play, right? I don't know if right now my overall thought process is right now, is this the best time for me to enter this market or are there opportunities elsewhere, Paul? That's how I see it. For me, I think there's opportunities elsewhere, but I could definitely see the bullish sentiment here. Um, let's see what else. All right, we're getting some questions now. And I'm doing good. How are you doing? Your price prediction for Nvidia for this year? I don't know. 220, 230. I don't use predictions on. I don't. I just can it make me money in the 5 years? Yeah, I think it's gonna make me more money in the next 5 years. 191. I mean, forward PE ratio of what's the forward PE ratio right now of Nvidia? 25. I mean, if you just increase that to 30, that's already five. That's about a 20% growth just from there alone. Is it? Am I doing my math right? From 25 to 30, just increase the forward PE ratio to 30. That's five. That's about a 20. Yeah, so 20%. So about a $40 price target at least from here. So 230 at least, just on multiple expansion possibilities. And that's not meaning, and that's that 4P ratio would even get cheaper and cheaper as we go more into time. So at least 230. Don't count that. That's not gonna happen, but it's just at least 230 is what I see. Amazon dead money for the last 5 years doesn't mean it'll be dead money. I agree. I think that's insert meme of the guy turning around before reaching diamonds. That is exactly true. I think these next 2 years, at least from what we're seeing, is going to be completely different from Amazon. Everyone's saying Amazon's dead for 5 years, like you didn't have a chance to buy it in the 100 range for months in 2022 and 2023. That's also true, right? Some people just look at the peak, right? Adam is like, you look at the peak and you're like, it was dead money. But I was going to put Adam Riz in the past 5 years. I mean, if you Even if you bought here in 2022, right? I mean, not dead money at all. Amazing. Obviously, you can say probably during those downturns, other stocks were probably amazing to buy too. Even better. But I agree. I agree. It's like if you bought, I mean, even the past 5 years, I mean, and not the greatest, but not the greatest. AMD is my largest. It's up well and waiting for it to take off much more. Let's go, Brian. AMD is nice. I like AMD. 5-year chart is going to look great in about a year, Adam. Yep, Amazon. Yeah, I think so too. Jedge and those are space and nuclear. Nice. No, no mercy. No mercy. I want to learn more about the space market. That's a market I want to focus a little bit more into. I know a good friend of mine is recommending I do a little bit more research on this one. ASTS. I think it was Big Buck recommended this one. ASTS. I think it is. But I do believe everybody's talking about space data centers, right? There's definitely opportunity there, even if we don't get it. Just the if you're doing research and development, there's at least a long-term tailwind there eventually, right? But at the moment, I'm still within the chips, not the ships. Inside the chips, not the rocket ships. Chips, whichever. Bought Amazon, Microsoft last week. Now looking to nice AI. I like those. I really do. I think those are some great plays right there. People might say, oh, they're not the highest beta names. I think these are great where I would feel safe with my money in the long term of things, and I would feel like I would be able to outperform the market, right? Now, I wouldn't be jealous if there were higher beta names. Obviously, you give a little bit of you feel a lot safer, but you also give up maybe growth of some higher beta names. But I think I like these a lot. I like this story a lot. AI. Riz bought Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Uber. Nice. I like that one too. I don't know. Netflix is one that hasn't really grabbed my attention outside of their shows. But it's down a nice amount, right? Netflix is kicking it. Like being kicked, not kicking it. It's being kicked. Being kicked around. Down 40% from its 52-week high. This one's wild. What is the major reason for the Netflix downturn? Is it just I know people talk about that Warner Brothers deal, but that can't be it. Has the market kind of like put fear on it due to AI slop? I don't know why I said it 3 times like I broke there. I might just blame that I had internet issues. Or is it just that deal that's going on? What's causing that fear of Netflix right now? I'm I thought you meant to spell electrician, the real Axel, but you're talking about technical stuff here. I'm like, you're an electrician. I see that, huh? It's the bottom of the cap handle. Write it down. All right, Feb 11. Is that a good thing? At the bottom of a cap handle, is that good or bad? But yes, I know you meant technical stuff, but it's just my mind sometimes just goes um, a little bit into electrical stuff first. Recently bought Bloom Energy play. The amount of tailwinds they have seems crazy. Bring your own power for data centers might make them the go-to power source for data centers. That's actually so. Is that what Power Bloom Energy does? Do you bring your own energy? You bloom it? I mean, if that's the concept, that's an actually really good name. Bloom Energy. Like you make it appear, you bring it up. If I don't follow this stock, but if it is, that's actually a pretty smart name. But we did hear from a lot of I don't know if it was someone mentioned it. Was it Aaron? I don't know if it was Aaron or another AI infrastructure player mentioned that their customers are talking about bringing their own power with them. Why, you know, it's power constraint market. I think even Amazon mentioned it that they're looking into bringing power moving. I don't know how it is the concept of moving. Again, maybe I might need to do some research on it. But power constraint continues to be an issue, and Bloom Energy investors have liked it. I'm also a little bit skeptic of sometimes going into a stock that's up 500% past year. That's another issue, another story. But interesting there. Let's see what else do we got here. Inflection True works with the army. Oh, nice. They do, Fuser. Awesome. Again, I don't follow these quantum space, but that's pretty cool. I want to start AMD position, but I'm focused on adding to CoreWeave and Google. Hmm. Google stock. Google's holding up really well. Nice, nice. Pretty unique way, right? I feel like if all of these have like, I would say different risk tolerance. Like I would say Google, the risk is there, but nothing. I mean, it's Google, right? Then you have CoreWeave. CoreWeave risk is crazy. Then you have AMD, which CoreWeave is like, it's not there from Google, but it's definitely not there from CoreWeave either, right? It's like that in between. So interesting to see the way you went. Um, I like CoreWeave a lot. I do like CoreWeave a lot, and I like AMD. Google is the only one I'm not necessarily excited about at this price, but I own. I wouldn't like short Google. I still own it. It's one of those that I've been thinking of maybe trimming in the future. Why wouldn't you buy Micron right now? Chat. I'm scared of the memory space, at least when it comes to those players there. I talked about it in the past. I'm just scared of it. I think it's just because I've been in this industry for a while. Just some of the scars from the Micron, from the memory market are somewhat deep inside of me that I don't, that's what she said, that I just can't shake off, right? It's like it creates this crazy bias where I mean, I talked about Micron stock about to explode. Jose Mahara. There was one I did. Micron stock about to explode, right? And in this market, I taught in this video, I talked about like the HBM market, why the HBM market was going to be completely changing the industry, even though the margins of HBM, um, how they even think Samsung was going to be successful. This was 12 months ago, right? We see it 12 months ago. Video only did 6,000 views. But now everybody wants to talk about it, right? Everybody wants to talk about it now. I don't know. Just the memory market scares me. It scares me a little. And like I said, it's more just from, when you've been around the block for a bit, even if it's different this time, you're still a little bit skeptic about it. I want to play the memory market and I'm playing it other ways. I'm just not playing it with Micron. Let's see. I'm waiting for another stock suggestion like Palantir, my most money making stock so far. Oh, brain. Nice. I mean, that's really good. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, AMD, NVIDIA, CoreWeave. There's a lot of markets. I think there's just a lot of stocks that can definitely do really, really well. I don't know why I took Nebius. Let's click Nebius. Do we got more questions, people? Nice. Broadcom, Meta, and AMD spread. Nice. Bullish spread or bearish spread, Joel? I'm gonna guess based on the stocks you bought. I'm gonna guess bullish spread. But probably not. Why did AI get torched last week? Blowout earnings and guidance. AI spend was bad. AI spend was not bad. AI spend was good. AI spend good. AI spend wow. I don't know. I mean, the market got scared that everybody was going to be spending a lot, even though it's not bad. It's extremely exciting for the market. Last week's market sell-off was completely stupid. I think it was completely stupid. That's why when I was live streaming with the group last week, and some people seemed bearish, I was like, I just don't get it. I mean, obviously, I understand macros and stuff like that, but like, I'm a simple man. I don't care about macros. You're telling me you're spending more money. Why are we not bullish? We should just be bullish. So I did think last week's earnings were great. We saw capacity constraint being the massive cloud issue. We see massive improvements, AI driving and software innovations. We saw great improvements with recent AI models. Like it's not like I'm changing my thesis. This was or my thought process, right? I'm not writing with the stock prices. When Nebius and CoreWeave were like down 10%, I was singing the same song. with the same vocals and everything. So I'm just happy. Micron is still cheaper than other memory players. Are we looking at forward PE ratio? Again, I'm not a fan of that one for that one. How is Nvidia looking right now? Deep. It's looking deep. It's looking good. I mean, I like it. Nvidia stock 330. If we look at forward valuations of this one, I don't know why Nvidia. If I could go 100% in the company, I don't. It was at a 25, less than 25. I would not ever. I just personally, even no matter how right I think I am, right, the money I have is for my it's with my wife, it's with my kid, not kids. Shout out to my one little one only. But it's like, how would I feel like if I'm, even though I could be 99% right, I'm that one, if I'm that 1% wrong, it's like, did I just mess everything up because of it? It's like over 30% of my portfolio. But if I could just put one, I think it would be Nvidia, but I wouldn't, just because of how I think about it. Boom, 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 boom. I love Nvidia. Well, I mean, I don't love it. It's doing great, right? Let me just say that, right? If it does underperform, that's a whole different story. Should I liquidate some Nvidia as my position is huge and put some in Amazon? That's up to you. All right, that's up to you. It's all about portfolio allocation. I just mentioned it for me, right? For me, portfolio allocation is somewhat crucial, right? It is somewhat crucial. Can you look at applied chart? Nice video. Let's get it. What's going on? Applied chart is killing it. I mean, what kind of, I know we can go to TradingView. I just want to look at it. Applied has done amazing. I think it's up about 50% in just the past 5 days from the draw lows. 47. That's wild. So congratulations to anybody that picked up on February, in February 5th. Wild, 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 wild. Why is it showing me 4 p.m. and 5 p.m.? That's really weird. What time is it showing me right now? 11:43. The market's not open at that time. Is it? Why is it showing me? That's really weird. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then 10 a.m. I would sure. All right. So it's definitely an issue. It's supposed to be like 8:30, 9:30 a.m. See, because no, because then it goes here. Ah, this is weird. Pretty weird. That is, I didn't think it showed extended after hours. Did Google always show extended after hours? The country, yeah, yeah. Okay, I figured. Grab is still an interesting company. I really like the CEO. I saw the CEO video he did with that step the ladder guy. I saw the short. I thought it was actually pretty cool. Even though I think it was a campaign thingy, but still, it was still pretty cool. Nvidia's guaranteed 40% returns this year, folks. No brainer. No brainer. I like that, Joe. I hope I'm with it. Is CoreWeave going to wave 5 estimate greater than 120? I don't know what wave 5 means. Estimate greater than 120. I mean, I believe CoreWeave is a multi-bagger, $200 billion market opportunity. Uber will benefit from autonomous cars as they already have consumer infrastructure. Yes, I mean, I think autonomous vehicles is going to be a good play for Uber. I think for Uber, the low hanging fruit, right? The easiest thing that they can do is AI can help efficiencies of their routing, just the routing of their vehicle, of the vehicles, the drivers, the passengers, and everything else. Just with all the data they have, kind of like how Meta uses it for AI to increase the efficiencies of ads. AI can easily increase the efficiencies of the routing a lot better. And obviously Uber is also getting into ad. Like, I think those are like the two low hanging fruits that can help Uber dramatically that no one thinks about. Everybody just thinks about this AI market. What's going on, June? It seems like Amit probably just finished his stream. If I see June in here, it probably means that's usually the case. I actually also, the babysitter is staying a little bit longer now. She's staying till 12:30, so I think I might do an hour and a half streams now. I use Grab extensively. It's a great consumer product. Nice. Do you think AI chips, GPUs will have to be super efficiency? Wondering your thoughts on stock ticker. Yes, I think AI GPUs will have to be a super efficiency, but they are getting efficient, right? I mean, obviously, when people look at like the H100 to like the Blackwell, you see a massive growth in power drawn. But if you do kind of like the power per watt or the teraflops per watt or all the types of efficiencies, is kind of it's getting a lot better. So efficiencies are improving. And this is why there's so many different ways, and efficiencies can improve dramatically from various methods. First is just did my question get lost? Parse. I don't know. I'm still up top. I'm 20 minutes ago. All right. So I'm 20 minutes behind on questions. Feel free to keep getting those questions in. Eventually we'll do the fire chat, the fire rapid fire. But I'll get to the question hopefully. Does the babysitter know you're a multi-bagger? I don't think so. I sometimes wonder like what they think I do, right? It's like this guy's just here doing on the computer. I don't see him ever do anything. Paying me crazy amount of money to be here. Um So you're going to see efficiencies improvement just in the manufacturing process, right? If you can improve some of the ways things get connected, you can find efficiencies there. That's why when you get to smaller chips, you see some efficiency performance. Advanced packaging also does that. You also have efficiencies improvements through software, through just the design process. So many. I don't know if AOSL can directly impact there, but just with the massive power needs, I think that's where the power solutions come in for AOSL. Uh, do. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Predictions on June. I see that question. All right, predictions on reports earnings today. Um, I think the stock went up a nice amount after Texas Instrument reported earnings, right? And Texas Instrument reported that it seems like the bottom was kind of shifting out. Um, and it seems like there might be some more growth impacting in the automotive market again, potentially soon. On is very strong in the automotive space. So that's there. And the recent improvements in the data center market can also be the growth. Now, for the data center market, I haven't followed their previous quarter, June. So I would be wondering if it's already starting, if it already started, right? If it already started on the data center market, this is just going to be a continuation. If it hasn't started yet, their data center revenue on the on the power market, um, it might take an extra quarter or two. If it's starting, I think it's going to keep accelerating. If it hasn't started yet, I don't think this is the quarter either. But the stock has definitely seen kind of already the positive reaction from Texas Instrument, which I do believe provided some great commentary about the industrial space, the data center space, obviously, and the automotive space as well. So this one, I mean, we've talked about this one in a while. I haven't talked about it in a while, but we definitely followed this one last year a nice amount for this overall thesis that is now playing here. All right, let's see what other buying a cyber. I think it's easy. I think for cyber security stocks, this is how I would rather play it. Palo Alto Networks for cyber. Like I've come to this time in my investing life where if I'm buying a stock, I gotta buy a nice amount, right? Like I'm putting some decent money into an account in a portfolio, and for me to do that, I have to know that company really well and the market really well. Um, so I think for that, cybersecurity stocks aren't going to make it into my portfolios anytime soon. But I do believe the thematic or the tailwinds for the cybersecurity market is there due to just AI itself. That if I wanted to enter it more, I would definitely do a cybersecurity ETF. Think about adding to my SoFi position here. Nice SoFi. I don't follow that one. Tanner did the interview with the CEO. That is wild. Amazing. Congrats to Tanner. Obviously, you guys are probably going to see him in the next hour or two. I forget when he gets on. But congratulations to him. Paul, what's going on, Paul? MPWR, yeah. Like, take on Navitas. Same take I have on this one all the time. I think in the short term, at least for this one more quarter, it's going to be more of a press release type stock where it's just more of a trading vehicle. I think coming into quarter two, because of the guidance that they would give to quarter three, I think that's when the financials change a little bit more. And then that becomes more of a financial story where it's going to be moving more on fundamentals. I think right now it's just one moving a lot on just the press releases, that NVIDIA powered partnership. Um, but yeah. So earnings I think are coming soon, right? When do they report? They report probably pretty soon. Um, they mentioned last week where they don't last earnings where they don't think their power solutions is really going to be much of a revenue impact until the second half of this year. So as long as that commentary continues, um, it would be there. Let's see what other questions do we have here. MPW down. Why is the MPWR down? Oh, but it's a big stock. $25 is not even wasn't even 2%. This was done a nice. I mean, past month up 26%. It's done really well. Past 5 years, it's outperformed the market and both 1 year and 5 years. MPWR really good. Let's see what else do we have here. We're how many minutes behind? We're 23 minutes behind. Okay, let's try to get it to 15. Let me just do a little bit of power. Go NVIDIA, go. Yep, again, not enough free cash flow. Who says not enough free cash flow? All these companies are still positive in free cash flow. I didn't finish the question, so maybe I misread it. Not enough free cash flow for these sales prices won't trim my existing. Oh, free cash. Never mind, Keith. I agree. For these sales prices, won't trim my existing. Yep, nice. Top three positions. I like those. Well, actually, I don't know SoFi, so I can't say. But I agree. At least with these sales price, not enough, and I won't be trimming. Only one I would think about trimming right now might be Google a little bit for AI power play. I do it with ETFs on Grid ETF ticker. Oh, now I'm curious about this Grid ETF. First Trust, what do you pay for this? Man, this is pretty cool. I mean, you can definitely see the positions. The top 8, 16, 17, 17, 25, 33, 41, 45, about 49. So the top 8 positions make about 50%. I like that. I like when, even though it's a lot of holdings, when at least the top 5 make a good portion of the top 8, top 10 could make about 0.5% of the portfolio. That seems cool. It's interesting. NVIDIA's in here as a grid. You're also owning some NVIDIA here with this grid, smart grid infrastructure. Who else do you own here? Let's see. Anyone I know? I don't know any of this. Eaton. I hear Eaton. Schneider. ABB. I didn't know they were in the electric. Oh, they're electrical components. Okay. Interesting play here. Interesting play. Let's see what else. All right, we're going back to the questions. All right, we gotta catch up. Right, we're 22 minutes behind. So nah, I don't think. Are you worried about the declaration of growth rate, the deceleration of the growth rate by then? By when, Mormon? I don't think we're seeing any slowdown right now. Thoughts on SoFi for 2026? I don't follow SoFi. Hello, everybody. What's going on, George? No problem. Paul, thanks. Good morning. Good morning. Louis, good morning. Good morning. Samir, let's go. Elon selling another narrative. Which narrative? The data center space? The moon. Yes, the moon. I've been in ASTS since $11. I still believe it can easily 5x by 2030. Appreciate that. Like I mentioned, Big Buck told me to do a little bit more research on there. I have to. With the what with the chips? What hell yeah? What? I don't know. But does NVIDIA want 200? NVIDIA wants more than 200. NVIDIA deserves more than 200, right? NVIDIA deserves more than 200, but let it take its time. Let it be nice to those that don't own shares to be able to buy it at a forward PE ratio around 27. That's what it's doing. I'm catching the knife. I think we're here on Netflix. Up like 4x on AST. Don't know if it should sell or hold. Really, I have no idea. My father-in-law recommended years ago. Wow. So it does seem acquisition news. I mean, if you're up 4x, even if you sell a fourth of your position, you still own a nice amount. Trimming is never a bad idea. As long as maybe it might be a bad idea. I mean, trimming some, I just never heard someone really get mad about trimming. I hear a lot of people of getting mad of never selling and then the stock fails. But I also get mad. I also hear a lot of stories of people getting mad that they sold too early. That's why I think trimming is the best of both worlds and trimming small. Is it time to go on Amazon? I I think cloud is gonna be rotating pretty quickly, Jay, for Amazon. Netflix PE 32, I'm not touching it. What are their margins? Shots. Who am I taking shots at? I've been buying a ton of Nvidia. It's way undervalued. I also started a CEG position today. I've been watching it for a while, and it looks attractive too. I'm not familiar with CEG. Let's check it out. CEG. Maybe I am. Oh, that's the one we were just talking about. Nice constellation. Meta is finally getting some love this morning, but full position at 600. My second largest holding. Nice. What is Meta doing today? Is it up? I thought it was a little pretty much. Oh, nice. Boom. Hmm. I decided to stay. Well, Meta there's something that must have happened just now. Like, that's a nice dip. I mean, it's only 0.7%, but for it to just boom like that, like that, because nothing else is booming like that. Oh, Astera Labs. Credo Technologies is also up 11%. I didn't get into Credo, got into Astera, but Marvell. Broadcom up 4%. Broadcom doing really good. Amazon also had that little bit of thing like Meta. What happened? Somebody, I know one of you guys know what happened. Why is Meta like this? It's giving you like a little hand. If you have gains in Amazon, doesn't it make sense to book them and rotate them? It's been a loser spot for a while. Jay, I don't think just because you were a loser back then, you're going to be a loser in the future. I think it's a complete different thesis. I mean, again, I could be biased. I didn't have a thesis for Amazon back then, right? I didn't like Amazon in the past. I didn't own it. I own it now, so I'm just biased on that too. But my biggest thesis is I think AWS is going to be a massive growth. Please answer this question with absolutely zero bias. AI is taking jobs and is the reason why jobs have stopped hiring and why most jobs postings are fake. Do you think this statement is true, or let's see, AI is taking jobs and is the reason why jobs have stopped hiring and why most postings are fake? Do you think this statement is true or what? I don't know, right? I don't know. Let me just say, I used to hire Fiverr stuff for a few things in my content creation, and sometimes a little bit of research into things I didn't want to research on that were outside of my field. I don't do those types of hirings anymore. But if I could hire someone that I can trust with these secret prompts that I've created, I would hire someone who knows how to use AI for me. But it's I think it's very different. And I like software engineering. I don't know how the field is, but if I, for example, let's say I was a software manager, if I can hire one more software engineer and kind of get better outputs because of AI, I would be looking to hire more software engineers. Because I mean, in most products, in most companies, you have multiple projects you can work in. I think it depends on the work area, right? If the work was for more like a presentation maker, I mean, some companies just hire manual makers, right? There are companies that they design products and they hire people to just build manuals, right? To just write the manuals and write the stuff. AI can definitely take that, right? It can take that. So I think it all depends on the work. If you were hiring people just to make presentations, I think you'll still do it, but you probably use a lot less on that aspect. But like in the software, if I can get 80% more engineering from one engineer and 80% improvement and still even pay him like 10% better just because he knows how to do AI, I would hire software engineers. Software engineering managers are idiots. I guess so. Right? I mean, I think I don't know. I guess, but I haven't been in the engineering field for almost 4 years now, so that's the only thing I said I miss about work is I was in the front lines of things. I don't like content on Netflix. It's hard to find something to watch. With the kid, Keith, I could say I just watched the same movie over and over and over and over and over. It's very hard. I mean, I got Peacock just so I can watch The Office for like the 40th time. Netflix has better free cash flow yields than AMD or Nvidia, like twice as high. I mean, you would hope so, though, Adam. Right? I mean, they're not making massive chips. Meta's still rolling. They see me roll. Silver and gold are both up again. I got lots of both. Had it for many years. Nice, nice, nice. I'm still 24 minutes behind. I try to make. Damn it! I was supposed to go fast. All right, let's see what else. Samsung is going to increase memory supply soon. That's the story, right? I hear right now. But I guess in one market, right? Because there's so much different types of memories. Are they doing it more in the consumer space? Are they going to focus in the AI server space? Are they going to focus in DRAM? Are they going to focus in HBM? Where are they going to focus that capacity in? Right? In the memory space, there's so many different opportunities. Damn it. I never mind. Rocket Lab and Lunar are worth watching. They are evolving space stocks. Appreciate that. Rolling laughing face. What's going on? Juggernaut. Jose, can you talk about light? The laser and optic space is usually a market I'm not too interested in forms of fiber optics. Optical connections and other stuff might be. I like more Marvell a little bit more. Another place around that. Light, I'm not too focused on, especially with the recent run up. When you see the run ups you see like this, it's like, you know what, Jose? You missed it. Congratulations. You missed it. You missed it. Don't go chasing. Um, and with all the other stocks I need to research, it's like if I can eliminate one research point, then I can save some time. Google has grown into 25. Nice. I like that a lot. Have you heard? Nope, I have not heard of that one. This time is different. It's dangerous words. It's always dangerous words. But there's always something different. Thanks for the NVIDIA outlook. Yeah. But it's a massive company. Anyways, what up, MBU? I'm currently in at 392. Honestly, not sure how I feel about it. I like I mentioned, for me, if you want a bullish sentiment of, I mean, the memory space is seeing massive, massive demand issue constraints, right? Massive supply constraint. That alone should be a bullish thesis. I talked about it. That's not a bullish thesis that I would invest in, but it doesn't mean it's a bad investment thesis. It's just not one I would invest in, right? Um, but I would say if you own Micron or any memory players, just be prepared. Every other week, you're going to hear stories like you hear today about Samsung increasing capex. I think last week we heard that Micron is not being used for NVIDIA's AI chips, which is for Vera Rubin, I think. But there's so many other things that it could be used. But one bad story can run and can create a lot of fear. So just be careful if you are in the memory market, you can't have weekends. And if you can't do that, because every other day, especially now with memory stocks up as they are, everybody's going to try to find the AI bubble for the memory market. So every other week, you're going to hear something. And if you don't know your company, you're going to get shaken out, and you might get shaken out at the wrong time. So just prepare with the volatility coming in the memory space. Nice, nice. I mean, right? You can't run a lot of these models on like small GPUs. You have to have about 24 plus. Jose, what's going on, Rob? How's it going? Was Neil on today? How's Neil doing? Has anybody seen Neil? When do you think NVIDIA ships to China? I saw reports that they might be shipping pretty soon. I mean, AMD mentioned they shipped the MI308 this past quarter, so NVIDIA must have shipped the H20 as well. Now we're talking about the H200. I saw reports that maybe rumors that that is happening soon. Added Oracle. Oracle is nice. I just like CoreWeave a lot. AI spend was too good. That was the problem. It almost felt unbelievable. CoreWeave deployed Bloom cells in Illinois. Oh wow, I did not know that. Simon. Simon knows a lot. Simon also has a nice back garden. I saw he shared some pictures. Pretty nice. The sell-off was just bears giving bulls a flash sale. I appreciate them, right? I appreciate those bears. What time is it? All right, 12:05. We still got time. All right. Let's see. Can we have more dips, please? I bought and hit 50. That is wild. Simon was buying iron in the 30s. He's part of the What the Chip Happen community. If you guys want to join the What the Chip Happen community, make sure to use code 2026 for 33% off. Go to whatthechiphappen.com. I recently made a few purchases that you guys can also see there. Not enough CapEx stocks get punished. Too much CapEx stocks get punished. That's insane, right? It's such a scary time for the AI space. I mean, it always will be, I think. It's like, it's like they say the numbers and it's like, no way, no way. Hey, Jose, when or which quarter in 2026 will Cowie start releasing some of that 50 plus billion backlog? I think they mentioned in the next 12 months, they have about, I forget the percentage. I have to look at it veteran, but they talked about it that most of the backlog is within 12 to 18 months. Um, NVIDIA 200, hopefully soon. I mean, you can. What are we talking about, Garcia? NVIDIA. We're talking about 100%. You can, I can, but I just don't want to. NVIDIA is 35% of my port. I'm too almost damn 80%. Oh well, if I have some calls, right? I do have some calls. But, that would change different. SK Hynix sold some memory. Nice. You've done really well. Yeah, 80. I agree. I'm a software engineer, and I strongly feel Gen AI will flop in 5 years. It'll only be a helpful tool for programmers to build products faster for customers. But isn't the AI software market intense within itself? How many projects is your team not working on because of not having enough software engineers? How many other projects does your team lead want you to do? And I think just software. If you just tell me software engineer, software is the only tool that improves AI. I still believe AI is a massive winning. The amount of money spent on software IT is wild. Uh, a nice what? What did they say? A nice what? I don't know. Someone said a nice something. I don't know. Oof, hymns. I mean, I'm not a fan of this one. Late hymns. That's not even a thingy. Hymn stock. I saw this one was down. Oh, I was pulling back up. Really nice. Nice. Very nice. I saw it was red earlier today. All right, we get out of here because I don't focus on. Let's go back to NVIDIA. We have 192 yet. Let's see what other questions you guys have. Um, it, I think you turn it on once after hours. I did not know that. I'm a computer science and I see the use case in over 18 sectors. What are we talking about? AI? Memory? We having breakfast for lunch? I don't know. It's pretty early. I mean, it's pretty late. It's already noon here. I guess it depends on where you're at. It's lunch hour here. I work for GTIT. Oh, nice, Mark. I work for GTMS, right? Is that MS? Mission Systems. Yes, MS. Probably one of the funnest places I worked at. Big stocks on the NASDAQs are 24/5. Oh, are they? I did not know that. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's keep getting some questions. All right, I'm seeing humanoid robots now. Where do you see in them, Leaps? Some information. What's going on, Jew? What's going on? Human robots will have mass use in government surveillance. I think in a lot of things, true. Did my question get lost? Hopefully I answered. Which quarter? I think we talked about this one, in your opinion. I mean, every quarter they also get it, right? It's not like they're going to get all 50 billion. It's every quarter they kind of it's every quarter they get from that, they use from that backlog, but they're just adding more into that backlog. So it kind of gets higher, right? So that's how they get that revenue. It's not the revenue comes from that backlog. Does the babysitter know you're a multi-bagger? Doesn't. I don't think so. NVIDIA's over 7. That's wild. Only because it exploded. I've never trimmed since my original purchase. I always question my hefty position. That's really nice. What's your opinion on that's the Korean, right? How much exposure do you get? Let's see. If it's a little bit, if it's like 20%, you're willing to ETF? How much exposure are you really getting? I'm curious. We check non-essentials. Let's go to portfolio. Let's go to holdings. So you're getting 40% Samsung and SK Hynix. So you're getting 40%. Are you bullish on the other 60% of the market? That's for me. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird to me. I just find that weird. I'm going to invest $1 into this where I really, within that dollar, the only things I'm excited about is 40 cents. That's how I see it. Maybe for other people that make a lot of sense. But you're going to, in theory, those 40 cents need to do really well for you to outperform the market. if the other 60% don't do much. And again, I don't follow the other 60% of there. Um, I mean, the past 5 years, like, and now you know that 40% is driving a lot of these gains, right? So it's like, what if that 40% fails? Um, boom, 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 boom. Let's see, what else do we have here? But so those are my thoughts. Laughing face, laughing face. I would never put money into Core if I don't see how they can compete with Google Cloud and AWS. That's fine. You don't have to. Um, I don't think I'm looking at a competition. I think AI infrastructure is completely different um, from what Google Cloud and AWS are doing, right? Very different, very different. But I think on an AI infrastructure space, like AI factories is what CoreWeave is really building. I don't think we're really seeing that too much from those other players. Maybe so they're working more hours so they can buy the dip. I told them they should buy the dip. I don't know if you answer. I think we talked about this one already. Congrats, Pity. I only trimmed on my account balance, risk reward. Personally, very similar philosophy. Any price you will look to take profits on CoreWeave for rotate. I talked about this in the past. AP, if CoreWeave gives me 100% return in like a few months or more than a multi-bagger in like 2 months, in less than 2 months, I'll trim some, right? But if it's just giving me steady growth over time, I'm not like, for example, we got into CoreWeave here originally, and I trimmed through way here. Like it became a 5 bagger for me in like in like 4 months. So I trimmed this way up. Then I sold out. And the next time I purchased some here. And then I did more purchasing in the 70s, right? So it's like, if it gives me a multi-bagger, if it gives me multi-baggers in like a month or two, it's like, thank you. I don't get this a lot. I'm out of here. But it's also because I'm also very heavily exposed into the AI space. But CoreWeave is my second biggest position. CoreWeave is a proxy for NVIDIA, not providing cloud service. I think there's a lot of misconception about CoreWeave, and that's what gets me excited about it. Um, my friend works for her. They're trying to compete with cloud services. But who are their customers, right? Their customers are not your enterprise right now. Their customers are your AI labs. They're building the massive AI infrastructure, right? They're trying to enter the enterprise place, but who are their biggest customers? The AI labs, right? The AI labs, that's a whole completely different space than your cloud player, right? Your enterprise goes to your cloud players, right? Your enterprise, because they have all these different tooling that you need, all these different types of database and software solutions. I think the AI market is completely different for it. So again, on the top level, they look very similar. They look extremely similar. You would think, hey, it's like, why would I go over there? But I think it's a little bit more. I think cost of power issue. I don't know where we're at. Wait, Corey stock would be, I'm talking about like 5 years out. I believe it's a $200 billion market cap in 5 years. I'm not a $1 trillion player, those things. If hyperscales are experiencing compute constraints, it's my assumption that Neos like Corey will benefit greatly. I think so too. I like Palo Alto Networks. It's a very popular stock. What's the other one? I forget. There's Fortinet, I think is another one. Just don't buy hints because I'm still cooked on that position. Nvidia, boom. I always feel robotics should go well with AI and chips and stuff. Any robotics you look at, yeah. I just still think we're a little bit early in robotics. I think in the robotic space, I think it's more like the power plays, like maybe they're like on semiconductor, your Texas Instrument. They'll benefit dramatically from robotics. Then you have kind of like your Qualcomm, your Nvidias, your AMDs with and Intel's potentially with kind of like the processors in there. Um, I I think that's how you would play. That's the fun thing about semiconductors. Is like one company can see multiple places. Um, one company can see multiple growth thought process. Google boom, Google boom, Google boom, Google great. HIMS will be fine long term. They grind squeeze by competition. Been bullish on it for over 5 years. Big Buck, what's going on, Big Buck? I hope so. HIMS is tough industry. Product price high. Yeah, usually the health market is not one for me. Once Upon a Farm, nicely. Recent night. Oh, did they go Once Upon a Farm? Did they go public yet? Did they IPO? They did. If you would see the amounts of these freaking things on my freezer and fridge. What's the point? This is what my little one. This is all we freaking. Well, not all we give them, but like for yogurt, for pouches, uh, for the tractor wheels. What is their ticker? I'm not gonna buy it now, but I've talked. Wife might actually be. What's the stock ticker? Boom, boom, boom. What is the market cap? Boom, 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 boom. Do you think? Yeah, I think. I mean, I started adding to Air in the less than. I mean, the stock was $11. I think my price point was like my average was. It's definitely less than 13 on Air. I bought a little bit like in 17s, and I think maybe like in the 21s as well. Um, but yeah, I think it's market cap of less than 1 billion. I actually think it can be a multi-bagger. Might be too cheap to sell now, though. What are we talking about, Adams? Another partial government shutdown at the end of the week. That's lame. Would you buy HIMS at these levels? I would not buy HIMS. You need to check this versus Ives. I don't. When AI flops, these tech companies are going to try to continue with robotics probably, but I don't think Gen AI flops. Right? Maybe Gen AI in forms of pictures and stuff, but it's going to be used. They'll buy cameras, manufacturing company, hardware like Sony sensors. Um, You're not selling assets almost as much as market caps. If you don't know when, then sell some. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Meta's still rolling today. It was a no-brainer to buy at these levels. I like Meta. I think is good. I'd also like some of the other Max 7s. Had Nvidia from a $9.08 cost basis. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Palantir. Is Palantir doing good for you guys today? Palantir stock. Yes, it's doing good for you guys. Don't forget market narrative. Not yet. Not sure about OUST. Mango was yapping about something I don't know. Is decent idea to put Wi-Fi money. I mean, two different plays, right? Wi-Fi is completely speculative. Uber is a strong company, right? It's cool. So that's how you have to think about it, right? You have to think about risk and reward. It's like with Wi-Fi, you have the opportunity to be a multi-bagger, but it's a neo cloud player, super small. You have Uber, that's a successful company. That's when you look into companies like that, it's like where do you, one, you can lose a lot of money. One, you can still lose money, but it's like feels a little bit safer because it's more mature and it has a market opportunity. It's a leading player, right? Uber is definitely a leader. You can't say that about Wi-Fi. I can only find negative news stories on Meta right now. What do you think about? I think we talked about that one. Is Amazon low price now for entry? I like Amazon right now. I just checked Fiverr stock price is nasty. I agree. Software engineer managers are idiots. My friends have managers that fire people because it makes them look good and expect less engineers to do more work. I think that's the dumb idea. I think those are the businesses that are going to fail. I think when you have just like, I don't know, when you have something that can grow and can grow even more with it, why not even invest more? Right? Did you read Navida's press release this morning about their 10 kilowatt data? Would love to hear your thoughts. Steven, I have not. Let's look at that really quick. Navida's investors relations. What did they say? Let's keep going to the next question. Great analysis. I'm not sure what I was talking about. Bearish Scrum meetings. I would love to work for you. I would learn so much about investing. Thank you for, I don't know if you would learn a lot from me. I would just be putting you to work. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you for answering my questions. No problem. Wasn't there news? Why? Here we go. Why is, all right, let's see. On news. No. Company, news and press, latest news. Did they release something today? Their website sucks today. Navida's 10 kilowatt data center. All right, so NVIDIA's unveiled breakthrough 10 kilowatt DC platform delivering 98.5 for nice, nice, nice. Industry leading. This is actually really nice. A leader unveiled a breakthrough delivering efficiencies. This is things like this is going to help the data set. It makes me bullish on the data center market. The Alcan employs 600, all three. When are they going to see this? Ah, interesting. This is what you're going to want to look. This is definitely, so now it does. Okay. 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 This is a press release that I could go behind. All right. I mean, now the interesting thing is during this upcoming earnings, when they're going to report, what is the market opportunity for here? I think it's going to be massive, right? It's definitely going to be strong for them. If it can really, if I'm thinking of the right up type of efficiencies, if these types of efficiencies are true, that is pretty impressive. And I definitely see why the market is going to the 800 volt type platform. Or, okay, never mind. Is it from the 800 to the 500? I wonder how much during the process before, like what was the efficiencies lost here? But still, I think this is a good press release. I do think that's a good press release. I would go to AI if I would go to AI and see like back then there were other steps before going from 800 to 500. There were other steps between here, right? There were other steps that were happening here. How much efficiency was lost between this? And how much of an improvement has this been made? So I would love to have seen that more here. Maybe it's within this white paper as well. Like what was the original efficiencies through the prior style? How much has been improved? And if it is really good, then that's actually extremely bullish. But I would try to get that answer from AI or somewhere. Let's see. What time is it? 12. All right, I'll stay for 2 minutes. AMD and Samsung a couple of weeks ago. The deal was said to be done January. I haven't seen anything about it. Something about 2 nanometer chips. I know. Seeing Samsung is making chips for AMD for 2 nanometers. Not sure about that. I mean, AMD has a great partnership with TSM. I wonder if it's true. It might be for some other market. AMD wants to continue certain stuff with TSM, but maybe they want to try FPGAs or some other embedded processors or something else with Samsung. But I really wouldn't be. I don't think it would be anything that crazy. They're staying with TSMC up a lot, but orders are exploding. Partnerships with Microsoft and orders. Nice. USA. Neo's crying because I'm crying as well. Man, Neo's done really great, but I feel like recently he's getting punched, right? He had the PayPal, he had this one, and then Oscar, which now is doing good, but he's getting a little bit of punching. I gotta text him. About 330 shares on a bit. Nice. I don't follow that one. Is that Quantum? Usually when it says bit at the end, I feel Quantum. Can't wait for NVIDIA numbers. Same. I can't wait for GTC as well. I did look into Uber and bought 60% mobility gross margins are international. Your AI point there is huge. Yeah, I mean, I think just the efficiency gains, right? Just think about it as the ad version of Uber routing is just like another type of routing that you can kind of have a better recommender system for. That port alone can do well. I'm waiting for private AI clouds to do what? To buy them? This is good, Jose. We want you to take streaming seriously. You barely stream 50 to 60. That's a long time streaming. But I'll try to do an hour and like 20 minutes now. All right. Long on SoFi after Noto's comments on Tanner. And yeah, I saw he would buy. Is that why? Do you think AI is bearish for software? I do not, but I think the market will continue to do that. So the market will continue to punish them. CMR and ServiceNow, I personally just, even though I don't think it's bearish for software, I think it's bearish for the optics of software. And I'm just not into it. I'm pretty excited of a lot of the opportunities just in semiconductor still. 200 likes. Let's get some more likes. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jose. When is the CapEx video coming out? Roger, I don't know. I got to work on videos. I'm going to be working on some videos today. Do you like Applied? I talked about it. The thesis is there. The theme of like you need more power shells. I personally enjoy a little bit more of the AI infrastructure, so a little bit higher. Jose, when would you trim NVIDIA? I personally have not trimmed. I'm not gonna trim. I mean, it's all about portfolio allocation. What is your average cost on ALAB and what is your thesis? I think it's like 150s. I just got into it really recently, right? Um, right. It's in the 155, I think is when we purchased. But we did a little bit in between this. So I know we did like 160s and then like 140, high 140s. So I think the cost basis is 150s. Um, I think networking is going to do extremely well. They have that great partnership with NVIDIA. I think they are going to be at GTC with NVIDIA talking about, let's look at this GTC, Astera Labs 2026. Um, if you're going to GTC with NVIDIA and you're going to talk about some pretty impressive stuff, I think there alone, that's a nice partnership. Let's go to sessions. Anything I'm usually bullish on, it all comes back to the same thing. NVIDIA is going to do amazing. Anybody who's partnered with it is going to do amazing. Let's go. Astera Labs. So they're going to have this GTC session, accelerating Rexco connectivity for NVIDIA Blackwell and Rubin platforms, presented by Astera Labs. Again, if you're doing something like this and you're talking about not just Blackwell and Rubin, it seems you have a really great partnership with them. And I think that partnership is going to continue. And if NVIDIA is going to do the numbers that it does, just that train can keep on training, is my proxy to more NVIDIA investments. They have a backlog of over 50 billion. I think CoreWeave are doing fine. There's enough room for them. There's enough room for a lot of players. The demand is crazy. Thoughts on Vertiv? Opportunity, right? Vertiv is actually going to be here too. I think they're going to be talking about power solutions. Yeah, powering NVIDIA's DGX GB300 liquid cooled deployment, presented. I think Vertiv here? Maybe not. And yeah, explore how collaborate with NVIDIA and Vertiv to deliver next generation AI infrastructure. I'm a simple man. If you're with NVIDIA, I think that alone will make you extremely profitable. Are Tesla robots being released in July? I don't know. App loving this buy. I don't know. Hey, Jose, you sold mostly. No, definitely not. I did not sell Nebius around. I don't think I even owned Nebius at 40. I was talking about CoreWeave. I bought CoreWeave at 40. And I sold it like in that 120s, 130s, 140s, the whole ride up to 180s, and then bought back at 70s. So I made a multi-bagger on it, and then I repurchased, which is cheaper. Not planned, but it worked out amazing. Sometimes the market makes anybody look smart. How do you think of Intuit? I don't think it's under press release. I found it. Hey, Jose, any thoughts? Software market, not one I focus on. I don't focus on this one. Thanks for answering. No problem. Trading view down. It probably is, but I just like Google. I'm up 150 on the reverse, Neil. Just a joke. I love Neil. pretty wild there. So guys, I think I'm gonna get off now. It is time. I need to go get Ethan from the babysitter. So appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys. It was fun. I'll be on tomorrow. I think I'm going to be doing an hour and 30 minutes every day now, at least. Come in with your questions. Hopefully we get a little bit more stuff. If you want, make sure to join the What the Chip Happen community. I'm serious. It's a lot of great information. I've talked about some new companies that some people might not have heard of, right? Yes, this past weekend, I don't know how many tokens I burned just on the memory space. Just the memory space is insane. And obviously I'll be doing videos there, but it's easier for me to write it down. Like I don't make too many videos per day, so I can only talk about certain things. But check out What the Chip Happened. Use code 2026 for 33% off. The latest report was not NVIDIA. I got to change that, but we talked about some new companies there. So take care, guys. Have a good day and see you all tomorrow. I think Tanner, it's like a show. I think Tanner will be entering within the next hour or two with his stream. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Peace out.